40.
Once again, tonight's game is the Insights Game of the Week, and it is being live streamed on Insights on YouTube. Subscribe to Insights. That's INSIGHTS. And also tune in to WCTV2 every Saturday at 4:30 p.m.
He went offline.
Green light on, but it went offline.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stadium from 1717 West North Street. Give it up for the Big Blue, Godby Cougar.
What's he doing? You can check it.
Green light is on, but it says it's not. It says stream live 3 minutes ago.
It stopped or
I'm going to tell you that.
Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen, as the captains head to midfield for the coin toss. Who's in the building tonight? Who's going to make the most noise? Will it be the Godby Cougars? Will it be the Lincoln Trojans? Ladies and gentlemen, stand to your feet and make some noise. Football season is back. Cougars, are you in the building? Trojans, are you in the building?
And here we are tonight, Coach, live from Gene Cox Stadium, the Insights Game of the Week featuring the Godby Cougars and Lincoln Trojans. And we're getting ready for kickoff. Jaden Jefferson for the Cougars. Kick is up, straight up in the air. Ball hits the turf.
Short kick, big
It's a
hit,
short
fumble,
kick. That's a
picked up and
turnover.
scooped.
And the Godby Cougars take over.
And Godby gets it down there. First error, first play, return it all the way back down to the 11.
Mason Anderson on the recover. Jaden Jefferson with the sky kick, the sky high kick.
Sky high kick.
And Lincoln did not feel the ball. And Mario Anderson picks it up. And the Godby Cougars are going to be in business. 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line.
Boy, that's a big break in games like this. That break means a lot.
Oh, that's a huge start for the Cougars, Coach. Field position, turnover. We're going to find out how Lincoln responds to this right now on a sudden change as they get their defense on the field.
Yeah, we're going to find out real quick, aren't we?
Godby Cougars coming out. Trey Fisher at quarterback. He's the gunslinger.
Absolutely he is.
And on the first carry, number 2, Jaquez Yant, running back.
Yeah, he kind of created some problems last year for him. He was one of those outstanding bevy of running backs that Godby had.
And 2nd down. And Fisher back to pass, and it sails out of bounds. Incomplete.
The question is always for Lincoln, their defense. They're also able to score. So it's going to be really critical for them to be able to keep Godby out of the end zone starting this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams have pretty good offenses, I think, here this year. And it's going to be a major challenge for both defenses to step up and see who can get the most stops and get out of there.
Well, actually, last year, Godby had a pretty good defense. Even that's
a big hit.
You know, we
Yes,
kind of
sir.
watched Lincoln grow up. I mean, I think that towards the end of the season, they weren't quite able to finish like they started, losing 3 out of their last 4 games. But they also play a very tough and competitive schedule because we were in the rain game against Rains down there.
Yeah, definitely a tough schedule for the Trojans. That was a big hit by Marcus Knight, Coach, coming up from that safety spot to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, well, he has a big target over there, number 8, Avery Boyd, 6'2", 200 pounds. He'll probably look for him in the end zone, but he has a bevy of wide receivers that get it done. They're quick.
And he's back to pass, and it falls incomplete. And the Trojans did exactly what we talked about early on. They responded, able to stop Godby on 4 downs from the 18-yard line, Coach.
Excellent
And take over.
defense. Excellent defense.
Absolutely. Great defensive stop.
That turnover didn't hurt them in terms of putting points on the board, 10:47 left. That's a confidence builder for the Lincoln defense.
Yes, it is. And you see the defensive coordinator, Jimmy Tyson, he's really fired up on the sideline down there.
And he has every reason to be. The guys responded and did exactly what he wanted them to do.
Yes, they did. And so now the Trojans offense takes the field from the 15-yard line, being led by quarterback number 1, Christopher Beard.
We've watched him grow up, and the 2 different type of quarterbacks. Chris will take off and break it up with his legs. We've seen him create problems for defenses every year with his ability to do more than one thing.
Yes, absolutely. I think he's probably definitely one of the better quarterbacks in the city, along with Green from over there at Childs.
And you can't forget Trey Fisher is one of the better quarterbacks as well. You know.
So we got a lot of talent right here on the field tonight.
Yeah, we've put out a lot of social comments to coaches as a coaches alert game. He pops through there. Both plays have been on the ground. They've actually got 15 yards on 2 carries, so that's really very good for Lincoln to be able to do that. That offensive line, I know that you watch them a lot, so you have to be impressed with the holes they're opening up there.
Yes, sir, indeed. And
Yeah,
there's
with his
Beard
legs.
using those legs. And they able to pick up nice positive yards, 7-yard gain out to the 37-yard line. That tackle by number 31, Travis Cooper, coming up from the safety position.
What do you say about the offense they're running, getting right up there on the ball right away?
Yeah, they're wasting no time. They're definitely getting to the line and going about their business. Here tonight, we got a offsides penalty on the Cougars. Undisciplined play there by the defensive end. That's going to cost them a first down, 5 yards and a first down. But as you say, Coach, they're getting to the line. They're definitely being about their business, working within the tempo. They're not going too fast, but they're not going slow either.
What do you say about Coach Gray and how he's used his returning quarterback? Unlike some of the other quarterbacks that were returning starters, he's let him start this offensive series on the ground and not putting it where he has to do it with his arm.
Right.
And we've seen early in a number of the games that we've seen already, the senior quarterbacks just seem not to have their timing down with their receivers. And the quarterback experience that Coach Gray has seems as if he's kind of letting him get his legs under him by keeping the ball on the ground at first.
Absolutely. And then here we are early in the season in such a big ball game for the city with regards to the rivalry between Godby and Lincoln. He's allowing the quarterback to kind of ease himself into the game. And then they'll open this thing up. Here comes the second quarter and start to implement more of the offensive things that they want to do, getting the ball to their playmakers.
And Godby actually is they're playing that zone coverage back there.
They had a false start on Lincoln, so they gave 5 yards back. They got the big tight end, Sage Ennis, out there committed to Clemson.
Clemson bound.
And that's where the ball goes. And that pass is completed.
Maybe 7 yards then. It looks like it's about second and 8.
Yep, 7, 8 yards on that catch.
Third and 8, actually.
Brings up third down and 7.
We got the electronic stick over there with the lights on it for the third down, Coach.
Yeah, you got some upgrades here at Cox Stadium. They brought this nice turf in here.
Well, they couldn't do it all in 1 year, so they had to stagger it out a little bit.
Yes, yes.
Field still looking good. Rained earlier. About an hour ago, but you couldn't tell it looking at the field. Looks as if it drained exceptionally well.
Absolutely will not be a factor tonight. Man in motion. Beard on the rollout. There's Ennis. And he's going to pick up a lot of yardage for a first down for the Trojans.
Yeah, stepped out of bounds without much contact on him. He could have picked up about 5, 7 more yards there. He ran out of bounds going down that sideline without the contact.
Right, and maybe even, who knows, maybe more than that. But once again, Trojans on the ball. Ball is spotted, and they're ready to snap. And the handoff to Pendleton right up the middle. Big run for another Trojan first down, Coach.
Oh, he put his shoulder down and ran right over number 31, Travis Cooper, 6'1", 168.
Yes, he did. That offensive line really getting off.
This is the best opening drive we've seen this season.
Oh, there's Beard getting pulled down from behind. That was a little dangerous.
It was, but
still picked up positive yards.
Coach Gray trusts his senior quarterback. He's had him for a while, and he knows exactly what he can do and not do. Himself, offensive coordinator, and we got a player over here on the sideline from Godby over here about the 25 or so, jogging it out. Doesn't have a jersey on. I don't know if he has an injury, but he's over there with the trainer. Looks as if they're trying to get him ready to get back in the game.
Second
in a
and
game
9.
like this, the heat out here, even though it rained, it's still humid. You're going to need everybody on that line. Flushed out of the pocket.
And that ball falls incomplete. Definitely flushed out of the pocket. In those situations, those receivers have got to notice that quickly, be able to get into that scramble drill mode. But Beard did get rid of the ball and did not lose any yardage on that play. So it brings up third down and 9.
Third and 9. Lincoln returning from a 7-5, which for them was a disappointing season. They started off so well, kind of died down the stretch. Most prognosticators have them as the best team in the city starting it off. See if they'll be able to live up to that.
And there's a little tunnel screen there. And not picking up enough yardage for the first down. Out to number 14, Jalen Oliver.
Both teams ran a lot of bubble screens last year. We've yet to see one in this game, but both teams ran them a lot last year.
Yeah, that's definitely been a staple in the offense. especially for the Godby Cougars.
Especially for the Godby Cougars.
And now here's a fourth down for Lincoln. They're going to try to get Godby to jump first. Getting the signal from the sideline is Beard.
And threw it behind him. That was his first true miss of the night.
Yeah, behind his receiver, the Godby coaching staff is arguing that they had illegal motion, illegal procedure on the Trojans, but the ball falls incomplete nevertheless. And the Cougars now take over.
And this is Insights. High School Game of the Week. We'll take a break, but we'll be right back.
Godby Cougars taking over first down from the 23-yard line.
Big fullback there. They still hadn't brought him down.
Yeah, it's a big guy. That's number 3, Jaquez Yant.
Yeah.
Listed at 6'1", 205.
He's a little bigger than
Looks
205.
a little bigger than that. Yes, sir.
0-0, 5:50 left in the first quarter here. Both teams feeling each other out.
2 defensive stands by both teams. Trojans bring the blitz off the edge, and they're able to get him in the backfield. There's undisciplined football there. Undisciplined, number 78, Jelani Cloud.
Yeah, it went on after the play, and they kept going on.
And he's a senior, Coach. It's inexcusable for a senior to make a play like that, such a undisciplined display.
That was a very easy call for them to make.
It was right there for everyone to see. Coach, what you think about this being the first game of the season?
Well, we're glad, one, that it's not any more rain out here than what it was. It rained and it stopped. And looking forward to being able to follow some football. I mean, this is a real good opening season drive and really excellent game to start the season right here.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot was made of this being the first game of the year between both of these teams, but this is not the first time this has happened. Trey Fisher scrambling.
And knew to get down.
Yes, he got down.
And not only did he get down, he was getting ready to get knocked down, but he got down on his own volition. And I know that's something that the coaches talk to him about in terms of when you come scrambling out of there, get what you can get and then protect yourself.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach.
You know, it's a long season.
It is. Don't need to get lost here.
No.
And we talked about this not being the first time that Godby and Lincoln have played here at the beginning of the season. But we'll get back to that after this punt. Number 31, Travis Cooper for the Cougars. And Lincoln's going to get away from this one.
Well, you thought they were going to get away from it.
Coach, I can't understand, once again, the return men. We've seen it now 2 weeks in a row where at that point, he should have been running to the sideline. You're not going to return the ball at that point. Come on over here, get out of harm's way, because if he is pushed into the ball, it is live.
1, 2, go, get go!
Can see the best high school team on the board. And here we are. There was a lot of movement then.
Absolute false start there by the Lincoln Trojan offensive line. Now, believe it or not, Coach, Lincoln has been known for rolling starts.
Coach,
over their time.
Coach, I don't think you meant that as a positive.
Listen, to the opponent is definitely not a positive. Here we go, 1st and 15 for the Trojans. But that start was really rolling. And we got a counter. Quarterback keeps. And the defender
Nice
with
tackle.
a great open field tackle. That's number 22, Deshaun Rucker.
Junior, 5'10", 153. Brought him down in the open field there.
Outstanding open field tackle by Rucker.
Second down on 11.
Tempo's kind of slowed down a little bit.
Both teams starting to settle in here with 3:50 to go in the first quarter.
Chris looking.
Pass rush nowhere near Beard. He has all day to throw it and gets it out to the big tight end, Sage Ennis. That's going to pick up a first down for the Trojans.
Yeah, yards after catch.
Yes, sir.
3 yards out. He ran 8 yards on his own.
I tell you, Coach Beard could have sat back there and ate a sandwich.
Could have.
He had plenty of time.
Maybe one of those chicken sandwiches from Lindy's. Copperville Lindy's, one of those hot chicken sandwiches.
Had a nice little trap there. Picks up positive yards for the Trojans. And they're back. Same play.
A little quicker there. They must have heard us.
Yes, sir, they did. They have.
That was something that was working for them.
Yes, and they have sped up the tempo a little bit more.
This is how they started the game.
Coach, this is what the Godby Cougars are known for. But they're not even getting set. Lincoln is snapping the ball so quickly. And another first down for the Trojans.
Well, the former Godby Cougars, when they had Coach Corey Fuller as the head coach, they have a new head coach. They hadn't really addressed that yet, but they have a new head coach.
Oh, Coach Corey Fuller, Coach Cottrell, Coach Cruz, Todd Lantern.
And Insight's High School Game of the Week. We're going to take a break, but we will be back. Tempo up a little bit has made a difference in what they were running.
That's right. Lincoln is giving them a dose of their own medicine.
They are. They really
from
are.
Previous years. We have not seen that from the Cougars, but the Trojans are really taking advantage of the up-tempo style right here. Beard back to pass.
They're giving those receivers a lot of room over here.
You took the words out of my mouth. They're wide open, Coach. And what he's doing is a great job at the line understanding what he's seeing. Those receivers are not going downfield. They're running those quick stops, turning around, receiving the ball, and then trying to get those yards after the catch.
Are Lincoln receivers that much faster, quicker than the coverage from Godby?
I would not think so. I think the talent level is just as easy. It's just a scheme that's being run right now.
What do you see the biggest difference in the scheme being ran defensively now under the new head coach as opposed to what was run under Corey Fuller?
Well, right now the Godby defense doesn't seem to be as aggressive as we would see from one of those teams that are mirroring the image of their head coach. And so right now, I think the tempo is definitely giving them problems. The big tight end, Sage Ennis, is giving them problems. And then, of course, Beard is keeping them off balance because of his running ability.
What adjustments do you expect your first-time head coach to make? What is it? Tell us a little bit about that experience, him being the first-time head coach and what he's going through right now.
Well, it's all about getting the respect from the team, having an attitude and developing. There's Beard. Beard down to the 5-yard line. Another Trojan first down. But Coach McCray is going to instill his brand and his stamp on his team and bringing in the level of intensity and maturity and understanding that he wants to get out of them as a first-time coach. I think they've responded.
Okay.
They've done a good job. Right now, Lincoln is really got their back against the wall.
Right then, it was a much better job at tackling. The last series, he was able to run out of 3 different tackles. And one thing Godby has always been known for is being able to hit you and take you out.
Yes, sir.
They're going to have to tackle better because otherwise Lincoln's going to be knocking on their door all night.
Yes, that was big Jakari Bush on the defensive line with that big stop there. Here we go, second down for the Trojans. He was looking for Ennis and almost picked off by Kewan Banks.
Yeah, that was an opportunity that you have to finish that when you get an opportunity there. He threw it right in his hands.
We're definitely looking for Ennis there. And you saw Godby bracketed him, took him out, and then Banks almost with the pick there, which would have been a huge turnover.
It would have been, but it's it doesn't take a genius to figure you have to put somebody on stage and keep them there.
Yes, sir. 3rd and goal from the 7 for the Trojans.
It's 1:12 left in the first quarter.
Lincoln threatening. And the snap. Beard is back. And Beard taking off. And touchdown, Lincoln Trojans. Chris Beard, 7-yard scramble for the touchdown.
Yeah, because they hit him at the 3. And we just got through talking about how you had to finish those tackles, and he ran out of them again. He kept going. He was not going to be denied. That's that senior leadership.
That is true. That not being aggressive, as we discussed earlier, the Cougars have really got to wrap up and drive those feet and finish those tackles. And they did not do it right there. And for the majority of the drive, it was not done. And so that's definitely something that the coaching staff is going to look at as they make adjustments. Kick is no good by the Trojans.
6-0. Insight's high school game of the week. We'll be back.
Godby, 0.
Back, getting ready for this kickoff. Lincoln with a 6-0 lead with 1:03 left in the first quarter.
Just as we said, Coach Chris Beard keeping that Godby defense off balance because they have to respect his legs and able to scramble for the 7-yard run. But as you stated, should have been stopped at about the 3. Godby couldn't finish the tackle, and they paid for it here.
They paid for it here.
And so now the Trojans ready to kick. And it sails to the 10.
Muffed it, picked it up, big
yes,
hole.
He did. Coach,
hole.
Alvin Jones. Alvin Jones, Coach. Before we could talk about him, that is not the man that you want to kick the ball to.
No, it's not. He broke one about 90 yards last year when he played him.
And last week, 92-yard kickoff return that broke the game open against Childs. That is not the man that you want to kick to.
Talk about a game breaker. That would be him.
Mr. Electricity, Alvin Jones III, pound for pound, Coach, one of the best football players in Tallahassee.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
5'5", 123 pounds is what he's listed at. And a great stop once again. Marcus Knight coming up from the safety position for the Trojans. All over Jaquel Leland.
Didn't let him turn that corner.
Not at all. Loss of 4. 2nd and 14 for the Cougars.
The wrong way. At some point, they're going to abandon the running attack and put it in Trey's arms.
And that pass is deep, but we're going to have a flag on the play. Going to look like pass interference or holding on the Trojans. And we're waiting on the call. No signal from the referees as of yet. Getting ready for the yardage. And as we suspected, holding on the Trojan secondary. That's going to be a 10-yard penalty. Will not result in a first down after that first down loss of 4.
You know the most important thing that's happened? The sun has started to set, and we're getting a little shade over here.
Yes,
it's
sir.
extending over the field now, so it's going to help the players.
And here we go.
In about 4.
Little hum motion in the backfield. Oh, whoa. Nice linebacker through the A-gap.
Wow.
That's number 44, Lee Hampton. 6-foot senior, 220 pounds on the blitz.
This Lincoln defense is much improved.
Yes, sir. Lincoln is really bringing it right now
yes, they
defensively.
Now, you have to remember last week, Godby started off slow again. And Insight's high school game of the week, we're going to take a break because it's the end of the first quarter with the score 6-0. Insight's high school. Responding to WCTV. They're down there filming them, asking them to make noise, and they responded instantly.
Hey, that's Kevin King the Dream.
King the Dream. Not to be confused with Earl, the Pearl. Hey, Gusser. Let's not get it confused. Don't get it twisted.
Live in full effect, Coach.
Yes, sir. That would be you.
It's a great night, ladies and gentlemen. High school football is back. Tallahassee, Trey Fisher at quarterback, 3rd and 14 for the Cougars. Looking at Alvin Jones. Oh! That's going to be a huge penalty.
1, 2, 3, 4 flags went and snatched his helmet off of it.
Oh, that was egregious, Coach.
Yeah.
Number 12, Byron McKnight, making the ultimate error on 3rd and 14. Coach Tyson sent the Trojans on another blitz. They got there, but he got his hands too high. Fisher ducked down, and McKnight got the helmet.
They got his helmet. They didn't get anything else. They got that for sure.
McKnight got the helmet. Huge penalty for the Trojans.
Exactly.
Ball's on the 34-yard line.
And first down. A big first down. 6-0.
And so Fisher puts his head back on his body. He's going to have to come out for a play, though, even though it was a penalty. Once the helmet comes off, you have to go to the sideline. Now Godby can elect to take a timeout here, or they can bring the backup, and they're going with their backup, Lonnie Williams, at least for one play.
at least for one play.
Yes.
You agree with that, Coach?
Safety first. In this instance, you have to get him to the sideline and get him checked out. Precautionary measures. I mean, Godby would have the opportunity to call timeout. I think in those situations, there should not be a charged timeout.
Ball on the 30-yard line. Second down and 8.
So here we go. Second down for the Cougars.
A lot of jawing going on the line now.
It's definitely picking up. And we got a false start on Godby. That's going to cost them 5 more.
Jamie Murphy, 5'11", 245 junior.
They are definitely racking up quite a few penalties, the Cougars are. We know Lincoln just had a really bad error with that face mask. But Godby is definitely hurting themselves tonight with penalties thus far. Trojan fans getting behind the defense. Snap is high, and it was almost like a sieve.
Godby going the wrong way. They have yet to get Trey back in the game. If he's okay.
Yes, they're going to need his arm. He's coming back.
I see him trying to come in now. That was when I asked you if you agreed. That was my question. It wasn't so much about the penalty, but the thought of taking a timeout and leaving him on the field as opposed to taking them out of the game. Because they have not shown the propensity to do anything on offense yet. So
that's a very good point.
I think I might have taken the timeout.
Fisher back. Oh, could have been a penalty thrown there.
It could have been. It could have been.
That's one of those.
There is one. It's Laundry on the yard, back on the field, back here at the fort. He's picking his helmet up again.
Oh my goodness.
I think we both were watching.
Yeah, we were definitely following the action of the ball.
That means that they would have gotten their last 2 first downs.
By a penalty. Referee did signal another high tackle. So
and that's what J-Quad Media, Jeff Walker just told us. You know, Jeff doesn't miss a thing.
That gives you Cougars a first down.
Wow, it does. Down on the 22.
Wow, Coach. 2 back-to-back, 3rd down and long.
3rd down and long, yeah.
And they give Godby the first down.
Their 2 biggest offensive plays have come in this drive. Both of them due to penalties.
Yes, sir.
4.
You got Alvin Jones. He is uncovered right now. Lincoln out of position, but he comes underneath. But we got another penalty flag. That pass was completed, but looks like a holding call on the Cougars is coming up. I think big number 77 might have got too much jersey.
It nullifies that fine pitch and toss.
This has been nothing but a drive full of penalties so far on both sides.
Exactly. 10:01 left. 6-0. Completely different second quarter as opposed to the first. The first quarter was played exceptionally well with a minimum number of penalties, and that's all we've had is penalties on this drive. Going both ways, north and south.
Yeah, yes, sir. Hand off to Leland for a minimal gain. You can tell the intensity is picking up, Coach. Guys are really, really playing through the whistle right now.
Yes, they are. And the thing I have to continually say is this is a much better defense we're seeing today from Lincoln as opposed to what we saw last year. If they continue to play like this defensively, this might be the year of the Trojans.
I was going to say, Coach, they look a little more explosive, don't they?
Don't they?
You got both linebackers in the A-gap again, and they fake the blitz.
I missed him.
Drop off into coverage, looking for Avery Boyd, but that throw was high.
Something, because Trey is fussing with somebody, he and Avery. They're still having a discussion about it. They're still having a discussion about that.
Coach's 3rd and a mile.
You're the defensive coordinator. You're stressing what?
Do not
go ahead.
do not get high on the sack. No penalties right now. Let's get off the field. And here he comes off the edge. Big sack on Fisher. Number 22, Joshua Coates. 6'1" senior, 180 pounds from the outside linebacker position. Came right off the edge for the sack.
And Insights High School Game of the Week. We're going to take a break, but we will be back. And here we go with the punt.
Cougars in punt formation. And back to number 4, Jalen Glaze. And he's spinning like a top. But he goes down at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, they spun him into the ground there.
That's one where you're probably better off with a fair catch right there, Coach. Don't want to have any opportunity to fumble the ball on those tackles or anything down inside that 5-yard line. But the Trojans will take over at the 6 here.
I always thought you lined them up at the 10. Goes over your head, you let it keep
Let
going.
it go. Yes, sir. That is typically the golden rule.
Well, you know, you get the kids a lot of times, they've seen somebody break one and they want to break one.
Yes, they
And
do.
It doesn't help your team.
I tell you, the Godby kicking game is pretty unorthodox, to say the least.
No. What I need you to do for me, Earl, tell me what's going on with that offensive line of Godby, and they're able to put a lot of pressure on them in that passing game, which is really kind of surprising, the pressure that Lincoln's been able to put on them.
Yeah, they've been unable to sustain that defensive line and hold them. Coach Sage Ennis in the backfield with the carry right there.
You know, they did that last year with him. They put him a lot of different places. Well, they did that with our other tight end who went to North Carolina. They played him a lot of places too.
Oh, Ennis in the Wildcat. And he takes it around the right end. And I think he's got enough for the first down.
We got somebody laying on the ground, but
one of the Cougars is down.
he's not moving much.
It looks like number 29, Jacoby Bird.
And it's Insights High School Game of the Week. We'll take a break, but we'll be back as soon as we find out what's going on the field.
Hello, I'm Sheriff Walt McNeil. The new school year is upon us, and we need you to stay vigilant. Our deputies spent the summer staying on campus for security improvements. We need your help to have a safe school year. If you see something, say something. Trust your instincts and report it to authorities. You'd rather be safe than sorry. Let's keep working to make Leon Guy a safer place to live, work, and play.
Oh, yeah.
Subscribe to Insights. That's INSIIIGATTS. And also tune in to WCTV2 every Saturday at 4:30.
Got a lot of coaching going on that Lincoln sideline, Coach.
Oh, yeah, Coach Tyson's got his guys tuned in, locked in, and getting ready to get back out. They've done a good job, Coach. That last drive, they could have gotten off the field a lot quicker than what they did, albeit the 2 penalties that were really, really tough for that defense and kept them on the field and the Cougar drive going.
You're exactly right. Make sure you subscribe to Insights. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us. Stay up to date with your high school teams, your high school athletes, and your high school coaches.
First and 10 Trojans from the 17.
And we continue to see the Wildcat package from Lincoln with Ennis at quarterback. And a little movement up front. Ennis once again around the right side. Picking up really, really good yardage there once again. Sage Ennis.
Okay, are you trying to give people something else to look at? Is your quarterback nicked up a little bit? What's Coach Gray, what's he thinking now?
Well, I'm not quite sure. Initially, I was thinking because they were backed up so deep in their own territory that they wanted to come out with a bigger package. But this package has not come off the field. And once again, on the right side, there goes Ennis. And so what we're seeing is Lincoln doesn't seem to be ready to stop what they're doing until Godby is able to stop it. Because we've seen, is that 3 or 4 plays on the right end?
On the 4, all on the right side so far anyway.
And Ennis in the Wildcat again.
I'm looking on the sideline for number 1. I don't see him.
Yes, sir. And there's Ennis. Once again, number 1.
Oh, Pun just threw the block for him.
Yes, sir. Chris Beard. Actually, Coach wasn't on the sideline. He just threw the great block.
He just threw the block this springing.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Jay Quad.
Like I said, Coach, they're going to stick with this until Godby's able to stop it.
You call that. We're asking about Chris, and it was a block by Chris that sprung it.
And it was a nice block, too.
It really was.
Kept his feet running and got between he and the defender. And it was able to get Ennis, at least 40, 50 yards on the run. And so now the Lincoln Trojans are in the red zone down on the 15-yard line with Beard back at quarterback. And there's Beard once again on that right side.
Coach Gray sees something that plays to his advantage, but remember now, Godby fell down the Childs last week, go to 17-0, end up coming back. So maybe this is a tendency of the Godby team.
And we're going to find out.
Well, one thing for sure, they can't fall down 17-0 to Lincoln and come back like that. That'll be quite an effort.
Staying on his right side, that's Jaden Oliver with the catch.
Does he see something that he likes on this side, or is it somebody on the left side he's staying away from?
I'm trying to look at the personnel that Godby has over on the right side. There's another offsides.
Jaquan Media says they're not going to throw it at 11.
Keywan Banks.
That's with 5'10", sophomore. 6'17".
He's not throwing it, but they're running the ball effectively. And so I think that goes back to what you were saying. What's on that left side that's keeping them from running that ball over there? But quite obviously, as we see, that right side has been very effective for the Trojans. And Pendleton almost in there. He gets down to the 1 on the little inside carry. And here comes a muscle package for the Trojans, bringing in a couple of extra offensive linemen.
And Insights, high school game of the week. We'll take.
Hello, I'm Sheriff.
Crawfordville Lenny's is a place for you to go for your chicken. It's a short drive down Crawfordville Highway, located at 2120, right across the street from Walmart. You can get all your fried chicken needs, including chicken wings and chicken tenders in your choice of flavors. The boneless chicken sandwiches are made from whole chicken breast and dressed exactly how you want it. You can even order hot chicken, H-A-W-T hot. No need to go to Nashville. It has a great slow burn to it. Try it. We do chicken right. Crawfordville Lenny's.
And we're back, Coach.
Yes, sir. Here we go. Instructions being given to that Trojan offense. Look, before the break, they brought in some extra offensive linemen. Looked like they had a little heavier package there, but they have since changed that personnel. They're coming out with their regular personnel. Twins to the left. Tight end on the right. I think we know which side of the field they're going to. And yes, indeed, Beard sneaks 1 yard right on in.
He almost slow walked that one in there.
Pretty much. Trojan touchdown. Lincoln 12. Godby 0 with the extra point to come.
All right, they're going for 2. Call it J-Quad Media. Six minutes left, exactly.
Trojans lining up for 2. Ennis in the Wildcat. Motion. And Ennis, he's going to get stopped.
One of the few times he was hit in the backfield that time before he got a chance to get those big legs churning. They stopped him before he got out of control.
Yes, they did. In the runs where you have to, your offensive linemen are going to have to make that sacrifice and allow that back to run right up inside of you and try to pick up that 2-point conversion, but he was hesitant in the run and was able to allow the Cougars to hold him up. So with 6 minutes to go, Lincoln 12, Godby 0. And we got Alvin Jones back there, Mr. Dangerous.
And you know that they're going to kick to him.
I would not.
Say you wouldn't do that,
No,
huh?
not at all. You don't want to give them an opportunity to get back in the game on a momentum type swing play. So you sky kick that thing to the corner or squib kick it, try to keep it away from number 4. And that's exactly what they did. Kick it to the up back.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Nice strategy by the Trojan special teams.
Well, you called it for him, and they ate him up.
Absolutely. Bryce Cowan on the reception of the kick.
6'1", 165, sophomore.
And stopped immediately. Gives Lincoln an opportunity to get the ball in the hands of someone that's not really used to carrying it. Might be able to create a turnover right there. And so that was sound special teams play by the Trojans.
Got 5:56 left in the second quarter. Right now, the Lincoln defense pitching a shutout.
Fisher, that's behind the line of scrimmage, but they get it to Jones. And you can see right there, Coach, even in a bad position, Alvin Jones was able to make something special out of that play for positive yards.
You have to get the ball in the hands of your game breakers, and he's a game breaker.
Absolutely. Playmakers make plays, and he's one of those guys that's got to get more touches. We haven't seen Avery Boyd get any touches. He's had 1 or 2 targets, but no touches.
Yeah, but we missed him badly on those.
He did. He's
There
looking
he
at
is now,
Boyd now.
Looking at him now.
And there it is. Almost slipped the tackle, but he picks up a first down for the Cougars.
Quick out. He was able to break a little bit, get a first down as they approach the 50. They're right on the 50, right here in front of us. I miss Irie Ice. Actually, that was a run, a nice run made out where he didn't have any space, but it was a great catch by Trey to keep the ball in play and still be able to get it to his running back who had already started to go through the hole. Trey saved a catastrophe there.
He did. Able to hand the ball off to Leland to pick up some yards.
That's that senior leadership and experience. That's all that was experience. He never panicked.
2nd and
Look
7.
down here at the bottom.
Press
Up
coverage.
top. That's where he went.
Yep, press man. Oh, that's definitely got to be a penalty of some sort.
Thank you. I'm saying thank you, but we saw that he actually underthrew him.
He did.
No, he underthrew him. And then he grabbed that face mask on him.
Jalen Glaze grabbing the face mask.
He underthrew him there.
That's going to cost the Trojans. Once again, Coach, one of those 3rd down situations, able to opportunity to get off the field and not able to because of a penalty.
They were down here in their last possession, and they end up losing 15.
As you can see, the Cougars pick up a first down.
Now, okay, now what's the call?
Well, it's pass interference, just 15-yard penalty.
Not from the spot of the foul.
Correct. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. I think Godby might have picked up a couple yards. Was that ball not spotted on the 50?
It was.
Jacquez
But
Yant.
again, in that shotgun formation, they're having a little trouble here with the center, number 55. That's the second time Trey's had to jump to catch it. That snap from Chauncey Kamakia.
Sophomore. He's young right here.
He is. 2nd and 11. Up top again.
Much better coverage.
Great coverage.
Outstanding by Glaze. And they've gone press man with Glaze. So you got mano y mano.
Well, you got Glaze going to University of Minnesota.
Yes, sir.
So he's
I'm pretty sure
he's a
PJ
blue
Fleck.
chip corner.
PJ Fleck likes to be able to see what his corner's doing. They're going press man. They're going man against man. Those are the two top dogs out there on the perimeter. And they're really going at it. And he's following Boyd. Looks like.
He stopped. He's in
Boyd.
that slot, though.
Yes, sir. Boyd now to the slot. And let's see, got him with this safety. They go to Alvin Jones on the jet sweep. Oh, nice tackle. Joshua Coates.
That was Jalen Pendleton on that tackle. 5'9", 190. Okay, Joshua Coates, number 22.
Great play by Coates. Coming from the backside.
He ran it down.
Sent Jones with the jet sweep.
We had just said they had to get him involved more, and it was about time they tried it. That play did not surprise Lincoln at all.
Not at all. Timeout by the Trojans.
And the Insights will be back. We got a timeout.
Crawfordville Lenny's is a place for you to go for your chicken. It's a short drive down Crawfordville Highway, located at 2120, right across the street from Earl. You can get all your fried chicken needs, including chicken wings and chicken tenders in your choice of flavors. The boneless chicken sandwiches are made from whole chicken breast and dressed exactly how you want. You can even order hot chicken. H-A-W-T hot. No need to go to Nashville. It has a great slow burn. Try it. We do chicken right. Crawfordville Lenny's.
Join us. Join us, please.
And we are back.
Godby, they're in a 4th and 9 situation, Coach, and they've seen several of these tonight.
Well, Lincoln's been helping them each time they've been in this situation.
Alvin Jones to the flag. That ball is underthrown, and he still almost came down with it.
Still almost came down with it.
Trey's got to put that ball out in front of him, Coach, and really get it to that flag, that cone. You might have been looking at a touchdown, but great play by the Trojans as the corner and safety converge on the play and are able to knock the ball down. And Lincoln takes over on downs once again.
All right, I need, we got a new section. It's called Ask the Earl. We got a lot of feedback last week with Earl the Pearl discussing the differences in Florida and Georgia. And he identified the biggest difference as being the salaries to the coaches. Spoken by an administrator. I got another question for him right after this play.
Beard back to pass to Ennis.
Big target.
Huge target. Almost like Brady to Gronk. Unstoppable.
Coach, explain a little bit for us the new district and how they're going about this nowadays, how they've changed the district. And I know it'll probably take us to the half for you to try to explain that one. He's sitting there rolling his eyes at me, but I really don't care. I told him I wasn't going to let him know what I was going to ask him, y'all.
Offsides on the Cougars. Well, Coach, we got a new district format now where these teams, they've added some teams into the district, especially now when we look at Lincoln, adding teams from out west, Navarre, and those teams from Pensacola as well as Niceville. Beard back to pass.
Badly underthrown.
Looking at Oliver, incomplete. And so now the FHSAA has instituted a point system where these teams will play each other, and based on the team's strength of schedule and the games that you win, the games that you lose, you're able to accumulate points throughout the season, and that's going to determine who gets into the playoffs. It will eliminate, or it should eliminate, those teams that do not perform as well throughout the regular season but still get in because they won their district. And so now you have an opportunity, hopefully, for more competitive playoff games as we get into the postseason.
Do you like it?
I'm sorry, Coach.
Do you like this format?
I'm a little indifferent to the format.
Okay.
I think it does give an opportunity for more competitive games. I will agree with that, but at the same time, you got to have team goals, and that's to win the district first, which still is in play, but that district runner-up, you want to give those kids an opportunity because they battled all season to get to that district title game. And so it now eliminates their opportunity unless they've accumulated enough points throughout the season.
Okay, didn't we have some teams last year that didn't win a game and still qualified to go?
Yes, sir. We had Gadsden County.
See, I wasn't going to call it team.
I wasn't going to call it, but, Coach, we had a team that did not win a game and was able to get into the playoffs. Speaking of which, though, they're going to be so much more improved this year. I guarantee you that, under head coach Corey Fuller.
Absolutely they will be, but we have a timeout on the field here, and we're going to keep talking all the way through it. But Gadsden, a lot of kids return back to Gadsden. Gadsden had been highly recruited. There are a number of players, I'll just say a number of players that were from Gadsden that attended other high schools in the area. And with the return of Coach Fuller to Gadsden County, a lot of them stayed home.
Yeah,
and that's always good when you can keep the hometown talent home.
Definitely.
And I kind of like Georgia. Georgia don't believe in that transferring. They don't play that, as we found out.
Insight High School Game of the Week has returned for its fourth year.
Had to play, junior had to play JV.
That's right. Big sack by the Cougars. Number 99, Jalen Gaines. Yes, in Georgia, they'll have you sit out for an entire year, and you can be an upperclassman, junior or senior, and either sit out a year or play JV.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
they had a monster we looked at on Pelham's team. He's about 6'5", 6'6", about 310.
He definitely was a man amongst boys.
Oh, yeah.
Or he's going to be a man amongst boys as this season continues. Lincoln getting ready to
college
punt.
coaches would be on top of that young man and have him secured before he even went to his senior year on the varsity.
Absolutely. He is definitely going to be a game changer once he gets to the varsity level next season.
Well, Coach, we felt sorry for the JV team. I mean, they're going to feel sorry for the JV team, but when he played in the varsity game, he just overwhelmed the offensive line.
He's going to have some parents that are going to be very upset. He's going to have some be very upset. But looking at that action, Coach, we're going to, like I say, that Gadsden County team is going to be much improved. As we go back to this new format, they're going to have an opportunity to compete for their district championship. I really believe that.
It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see.
Trojans still getting ready to punt. There was a timeout there.
And tomorrow, we'll be in here all day. Middle school jamboree, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We're going to bring the middle school to you. They get a tremendous following on YouTube.
Really looking forward to that tomorrow, Coach. I had an opportunity to speak to the Griffin Tigers team today. Oh, there's the punt to Jones. They better bottle him up quick. And they do. Jalen Glaze with a great open field tackle.
A high tackle. I thought he tried to get him too high. But if he had slipped out of that grass, he'd have been gone. But that ended up playing to his advantage, though. But no, so you had a chance to talk to him today, huh?
Yes, sir. I had a chance to talk to those kids over at Griffin Middle School. Coach and staff invited me out. And those guys, hopefully they'll be ready to play and have a good showing for the Tiger fans.
Well, some of the kids we had at Cobb when we were in the 21st Century program are the ones who told us about the game. Like, Coach Clayton, I know you're going to cover the Jamboree. I said, son, we don't even know about the Jamboree. But we know about it. Ricky Bell, Leon County Schools outgoing athletic director, approved it. And we have gotten excellent response. There's no county in the state of Florida that shows their middle school games like Leon County does. Last year we did the football championships, we did the girls basketball championships, and we did the boys basketball championships. It was always important for us with Insights to be able to cover more than just the football programs, but to bring attention and bring that notoriety to the other student athletes that represent our area.
And those are the up-and-coming stars for tomorrow, Coach.
Insight shows tomorrow, stars today.
We saw Jaquel Leland. Looks like he's going down with an injury as we go into the half, Coach. Lincoln 12, Godby 0.
And that gives us a halftime break. We will see you when we see you.
Crawfordville Lending is a place for you to go for your chicken. It's a short drive down Crawfordville Highway, located at 2120, right across the street from Walmart. You can get all your fried chicken needs, including chicken wings and chicken tenders in your choice of flavors. The boneless chicken sandwiches are made from whole chicken breast and dressed exactly how you want it. You can even order hot chicken, H-A-W-T hot. No need to go to Nashville. It has a great slow burn to it. Try it. We do chicken right. Crawfordville Lending.
And I'm all in.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now present the 2019-2020 edition of Amos P. Godby Marching Cougar Band. This has been a 17-17 start production. Give it up for Amos P. Godby Marching Band.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the capital city of the Sunshine State. Lincoln High School is proud to present the award-winning Trojan Band. Tonight for your halftime entertainment, the Trojan Marching Band brings you selections from their 2019 show, America the Beautiful. 2019 marks the 75th anniversary of D-Day, a pivotal day in history where brave American troops stormed the beaches of Normandy in pursuit of justice and freedom. As a tribute to America and those brave soldiers, the Trojan Band will perform American music classics such as American Salute by Morton Gould. Under the field direction of drum majors Kylie James and Aaron Gamad, we proudly present the Trojan Band. join the band in saluting Coach Gray and the Trojan football team by clapping along to the Lincoln fight song. Trojan band is under the direction of Matthew Tenore. Color guard instructor is Jessica Heck. The percussion instructors are Ross Dusong and Connor Yates. The visual instructor is Morgan Molina. The Trojan marching band wishes to thank the Lincoln High School administration, Dr. Alan Burke, the band parents, and all supporters for their tremendous contribution to our success. We wish you all a great evening and a great second half. Go Trojans!
Insight High School Game of the Week has returned for its fourth year. You can see the best high school teams from the border south to the area. Insight to the part of the community. Sponsoring our leadership academy and Dr. Arthur Wood do another game. Awards with high grade point average and community involvement. Inside Game of the Back to Saturday 4. 1, 2, stop, get stop! This 4 years can see the best high school team on the board. good there, Jeff? You got our sound good? Okay, we get ready to roll it here. Get it going again. Got a minute 22 left with a 12-0 score. Coach, what's your thought on it so far?
Man, that first half, Lincoln. Lincoln really took command of the first half. We saw it with the run game, especially. Beard keeping him off balance with his legs. Pendleton had a couple great runs early, right up the gut. And then you came back in the second quarter with the Wildcat with Ennis along that right side, and he was not able to be stopped. And so, we had that explosiveness and firepower from the Trojans. Meanwhile, Godby really couldn't get anything done offensively. They tried to target Avery Boyd, the big wide receiver, and the passes were overthrown to him. They tried to get it to their really
when
speedster.
It wasn't overthrown. He had good coverage.
That's right. Had good coverage by Glaze. Did a nice job for the Trojans. They tried to get the ball in the hands of Alvin Jones. Trojans tracked him down on those couple jet sweeps. The biggest play Godby had was the kickoff return by Alvin Jones. So here we are set for the second half.
Exactly.
Godby will receive the kick. And they're going to keep it away from Jones. That ball hits the ground. Cougars able to recover.
They've decided they will not kick to him again.
Absolutely not. And we saw that early. That was their best play that they had. And so now they've gone to that squib that I was looking for, or that little short pooch kick to the up back, try to get it in their hands and allow them to make a play that they're not used to making.
Well, it's a little disappointing, Godby's offense, and with Trey Fisher and the returning skill players that they have, but also it's a testament to the defense that Lincoln is playing right now.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. Once again, nice stop right there coming out of the gate. Lincoln has been very aggressive defensively. They found their packages where they can send extra defenders into the backfield. They've really been taking advantage of what seems to be a porous Godby offensive line right now.
Well, what do you see in that offensive line, O-line, Coach?
I don't see the aggressiveness that I need to see from an offensive line, really trying to establish their superiority and getting good contact on Lincoln and driving and getting them down the field. Now, Lincoln's defensive line is really stout, and they're doing a good job. And I think that their experience on the defensive line is giving the Godby offensive line some problems. Got a man in the neutral zone there. Number 44, Lee Hampton, with the error.
And that gives
that's going to give him a first down.
Godby another first down via the penalty. And that's probably at least the fourth or fifth that we've seen that they were able to accumulate due to Lincoln High's aggressiveness on defense.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot tonight on third down. The Trojans unable to get off the field because of penalty on third and fourth downs. Coming off the edge. Oh, that's going to be incomplete. Fisher.
Got to help his quarterback out there.
Yes, sir. Keontae Stewart dropping the pass. That was probably the first best clean look that Fisher has had tonight. An opportunity to complete a pass to a receiver downfield.
Well, he had to get it out quick, too, because they were coming off the edge on him.
Second down for the Cougars. Ooh. And that pass is also overthrown. Looking for a penalty, but not to be. And that's going to bring up third down for the Cougars.
Just a little out of sync, which is kind of typical. We talked about it earlier in terms of what Coach Gray was doing with Lincoln and his veteran quarterback and allowing him to establish himself on the ground at first. Each one of the returning quarterbacks we've noticed in our opening games, when they've gone in the air, they haven't been successful at all.
Yes, Fisher coming after him again.
He's running for his life.
Oh, yes, he is. And absolutely nowhere to go. This Lincoln Trojan defense has been all over Fisher tonight. Speaking to your point, Coach, Godby has not necessarily tried to establish the run game as much as they maybe should have
I
here
thought
tonight.
they did early. And we were saying that Trey needed to throw to loosen it up, but it doesn't seem like he had enough time to do that.
That's correct. You got to stick with that run game.
Lincoln has Rockledge High down in Brevard County next week.
Punt goes to the Trojans. Oh, my goodness. We had a missed tackle. Blaze on the return. Finally put down by Jashawn Demps. Lincoln's going to start this drive first and 10 from the 40.
That was a bad play for Godby all the way around. It was a bad snap. He was able to save it, bounce to him, and bad coverage, 2 missed tackles.
And about 15 yards of 15 yards that was gained by the Trojans.
I love our announcer. We get a lot of love here at Cox.
Yes, sir. Chris Beard back at quarterback. Joined in the backfield by Sage Ennis and Pendleton. That's going to be an illegal shift. Or, sorry, we're going to have a false start on the Trojans. I think it might have been the receiver that was in the slot that might have moved a little early.
What's going through Coach Gray's mind now?
Oh, he absolutely wants to come out here, establish the run, continue to establish the run, which they've been doing well, and churning up this clock, protecting this 12-0 lead, and getting out of here with a victory in this rivalry. And right on cue, there's Pendleton, inside handoff. And he's able to pick up 6.
They're just exerting their will right now.
Yes, they are. No, as we said, Godby was unable to really stop them on the ground in the first half, and I don't think there's going to be much different here in the second half.
You saw Rickards earlier. What's your thought on Rickards High this year?
Oh, Rickards beat a really, really good Sandalwood team last week. Had a 15-point lead on Childs last night, but unable to hold as the Timberwolves were able to come back and win the game.
Look down the field
Beard.
at the 25. Oh, my goodness.
Yes, he had a man wide open.
Wide open.
Beyond the secondary, just could not get it out there. Uses the intermediate route, coming back to number 26.
And Xavier Clark, 5'8", 260, sophomore guard, just limped off the field. They're trying to get him over here on the sideline.
Beard back to pass.
Flushed out of the pocket.
And he does a good job throwing the ball low enough to where only his receiver would be able to catch it in that situation.
You know Coach Gray wants that clock to move. It's 8:39.
I was a little surprised by that pass there, Coach. Once again, they haven't stopped the run game.
No, they haven't.
Let's see what we get here on second down.
How long will he go before he puts Sage back there?
Got a little bunch set to the right for the Trojans. They look to the side to get the play. Beard in command. Little toss out to the right to number 27, Dorian Collier.
Number 27, Dorian Collier.
He's able to pick up about 5 yards. And that makes that third down very manageable for Lincoln.
It's third and about 5. Clock at 8:31. 12 minutes. 12 to nothing. Lincoln.
Man in motion.
Nice
Beard.
open field tackle.
Yes, sir. Beard out to number 19, Christian DiQuertoro.
Nice defensive tackle that time.
4th and 2.
Sean Omari Ball, sophomore. Nice open field tackle. Rickard, sophomore transfer cornerback, had 3 interceptions, didn't he?
Yes, he did last week's contest.
He got an offer from Maryland.
Sage Ennis to the right side, and he's just too big to be handled, and he's going to pick up just enough for the first down. Got right to the stick.
did. Individual effort.
Referee signaling.
They're telling everybody to get out the way.
It looks like they might need to get a measurement.
No, they haven't. There it is.
There's the first down. And that's just giving the ball to one of your best players, your biggest player on the field, and say, hey, go get it. And he did.
They're just wearing Godby down now. .755.
And I'm pretty sure that's the belief that they had coming into the game, that they would be able to wear the Cougars down. Beard back to pass again to Ennis. That was dangerous.
It almost stayed in the air a second too long.
Yes, sir. But Ennis able to come up with the catch. That's a really, really long throw that Beard had to make right there.
Wow. Now they're handily ahead. 2 touchdowns. Godby has not shown the ability to move the ball on their own volition, but one mistake, they're in the game.
Yes, they are.
They're in the game.
That was a risk versus reward play right there. The reward was not that great, only a pickup of 4 yards. Beard once again back to pass. He's got a man open, but he's going to take off and run. And he's going to be close to a first down. And it is another Lincoln Trojan first down.
And a couple of them, they're right on the yardstick. They're right on that yardstick. 7 minutes, 6:59. 12-0.
Clock running. We noticed earlier that Lincoln was in that up-tempo offense. Now they've dialed it back down once again, and they're taking their time, protecting that lead. Man in motion.
Nice block.
Pendleton. 26-yard touchdown. Jalen Pendleton for the Trojans.
That left side of the line pull, I'm looking at players on the ground that was getting blocked off. They did an excellent job. And when I'm looking at the Godby players, their body language is not very good.
It is not good at all. You had brought the man in motion. You had buck action coming back across the formation. Pendleton was able to hit the seam, break 1 tackle, spin, get in the end zone. That was a really nice run by Jalen Pendleton.
He did an excellent job of following his blocking. He had his hip, right there attached to their hip. Did we make that? Was the extra point made this time? And Insights, high school game of the week. We'll take a break. We'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, with 6:31 left in the third quarter, Lincoln 19, Godby.
Crawfordville Lincoln is a place for you to go for your chicken. It's a short drive down Crawfordville Highway, located at 2120, right across the street from home. You can get all your fried chicken needs, including chicken wings and chicken tenders in your choice of flavor. The boneless chicken sandwiches are made from whole chicken breast and dressed exactly how you want. You can even order hot chicken, H-A-W-T hot. No need to go to Nashville. It has a great slow burn. Try chicken right, Crawfordville Lincoln.
To be safe inside. Let's keep working. To live.
Back with the score, 19-0.
Lincoln doing exactly what they want to do. Come out here in the second half, establish themselves again on the ground. We actually had a little more pass right there. And then boom, 26-yard touchdown run by Jalen Pendleton puts the Trojans up 19-0.
We were just talking about the fact that they were really doing a very good job of wearing them down there.
And they stay on that side. They might get that kick.
See, that's that.
That was a nice onside attempt.
But that was kind of a lack of effort on Godby's part. They didn't even seem like they really wanted to go after it because Lincoln smells blood. And they're coming after him now. They remember the whipping they took last year in the hands of Godby. And it's as if they have heard it all summer long.
Yes, sir. They definitely smell blood. It was almost as if Godby didn't realize, hey, we got to get on this ball right here.
It almost seemed like that, didn't it?
They were a little slow to react to it that time.
Yeah, they were.
Lincoln has done a great job, once again, sound in the kicking game, on the kickoff portion of the kicking game, and keeping the ball away from Alvin Jones.
They would need to.
Godby comes out, inside handoff, only for a couple yards. It looks like we have an injured Cougar. One of those big offensive linemen, Jelani Cloud, is favoring. I believe they're going to send a sub.
Yeah, but they bring another one in almost as big as him.
Yes, Daughtry Richardson, 6'4", 245 pounds.
What's his classification, Coach?
He is a sophomore.
Okay, so a lot of their size are young guys.
Yes, Cloud, the senior, going out injured. Oh, Lincoln is really swarming to the ball. Godby just really struggling, having a difficult time getting anything going right here.
They just had a running start and delivered a hammer at Coach Maurice Freeman over in Brooks County. They bring the hammer.
Lincoln really getting 5, 6, 7 hats to the ball right here all night. We've seen it. They've been able to invade and penetrate that Godby offensive line and many of the tackles in the backfield. Fisher back to pass, little screen to Boyd, and
another drop.
It's dropped. So now we're seeing the receivers unable to help the quarterback when they do have an opportunity. This thing is really falling apart for the Godby Cougars.
Yeah, the wheels about to come off for him. Kavell Caldwell was trying to throw a block for Avery Boyd.
5:15 left in the third. Your score, Lincoln.
Coach, while we got a second, you know that there are several notable alumni in this game for both teams. You know, the likes of Kevin Carter, Antonio Cromartie, B.J. Daniels for the Trojans, and Brian Johnson, who's now the strength and conditioning coach for the University of Arizona.
Both programs have a lot to be proud of with their graduates.
Yes, they do. Godby also boasting the only Mr. Football in the Panhandle, A.J. Graham. So lots of really good players have come out of both of these programs, going on to the NFL, going on to do great things at the college ranks, and also professionally.
It speaks to why Insights does what we do. One of the things we wanted to do is to help assist in terms of bringing attention to the young men, young women out of this area, and to let college coaches get a chance to see them. They've done a good job. We could do a better job. We got a number of kids right here. College coaches need to be watching this game tape, looking at it, breaking it down, and recruiting these young men and women, especially some of these schools out of the area.
Yes, sir, bringing it right to you. Gives you an opportunity to get a good look at these guys.
And we have the Insights High School Game of the Week. We're taking a break, and we will be right back to you.
Insights High School Game of the Week has returned for the fourth year. It's a short drive down the highway located at 21 right across the area. Insights to the part of the Corporation, our leadership academy. And you can even order hot It's a short drive down the highway located at 21 right across the wall. You can get all your fried chicken needs, including chicken wings and chicken tenders in your choice of flavors. The boneless chicken sandwiches are made from whole chicken breast and dressed exactly how you want it. You can even order hot chicken.
Being announced over the Cox speaker system there.
Here we go again. Beard coming out, commanding that offense. Once again, that shift.
2 seconds. 1 second.
And we're going to see that inside handoff again. We've seen that time and time again. Oh, to the outside. Number 27, Dorian Collier.
all speed, junior running back, 6'2", 200 pounds. That was all speed, Coach.
Yes, it was. He was able to get to that edge and outrun the majority of the Godby defense. We've seen that formation tonight where they have both of those backs in the backfield. They shift both and then come back across the formation with the inside handoff.
And his speed is what allowed him to turn that corner. He just outran everybody to the corner.
Godby strong up front right there. No gain for Lincoln.
6'2", 200-pound junior running back.
That's going to give him an opportunity. Yes, sir.
You need to be paying attention, college coaches.
That's going to give him a definite opportunity at that size with that speed.
He turned that corner and it was just silence watching it.
Absolutely. And here once again, same formation. This time Ennis in the backfield. Beard back to pass, looking for Ennis in the seam. He was not
nice block
there, and Beard picks up about 12, 13 yards on the scramble.
I don't know if it was a scramble so much as a design run there, Coach. Yeah, one down. It's another touchdown here, pretty much. It'll be over. Insights, game of the week. Taking a break. We'll be back.
First off, give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, I'm Sheriff.
Crawfordville Lending is a place for you to go for your chicken. It's a short drive down Crawfordville Highway, located at 2120, right across the street from Walmart. You can get all your fried chicken needs, including chicken wings and chicken tenders in your choice of flavor. The boneless chicken sandwiches are made from whole chicken breast and dressed exactly how you want it. You can even order hot chicken, H-A-W-T hot. No need to go to...
Pendleton with the carry.
It almost looked like a scrimmage for him now.
Another player down for the Cougars. Coming off the field.
That's the second player in 2 plays and probably the third or fourth one this quarter. There's one down for Lincoln. Might be cramps there.
Coach, you hit on it earlier. I think Lincoln's been getting ready for this one all summer. After that beating they took last year by the hands of the Cougars. They're really doing a number.
Crawfordville Lending is a place for you to go for your chicken. It's a short drive down Crawfordville Highway, located at 2120, right across the street from Walmart. You can get all your fried chicken needs, including chicken wings and chicken tenders in your choice.
Early predictions of the season, I think we both agreed that Lincoln would be the best team in the area. They're showing it right now.
They really are.
False start on the Trojans. That's going
How
to
much
back
has
them
the
up 5.
coaching change hurt Godby?
I can't really think that there's been much of a coaching change. Much of the head coach. You got to remember, a lot of the staff also went with Coach Fuller.
Well, that's what I'm asking you about.
So
if I'm not understanding your answer, you say it's not much of a change, and then you say most of the staff left.
I mean, from only looking at it from the head coaching position, we're looking at staff change, which has created some of the issue maybe that we're seeing tonight, the adjustments that the kids are making.
Well, Coach, most of the time when the head coach leaves, that the staff leaves as well.
Not necessarily at the high school level. I don't believe.
And I would differ with that.
That's understandable.
I would differ with that. And then even if you change just the head coach, it changes the whole tone. One way or the other, it makes a tremendous difference to me.
That's definitely understandable. I just look at some of the staff that did remain for the Cougars. You had quite a few that left. It's almost an even split. Some guys stayed, some guys left. So to your point, you do make a good point that there may be some issue there.
And back. Yeah, I think, and it takes a lot to be a head coach at this level. I mean, you're running the whole program. You've never been a head coach. It's a lot to do, and especially with football, you are running this. It's a small business. Nice pitch. He might not get touched. Oh, good hit.
Nice play by the Cougars.
So much for that. Oh.
Those are good points, Coach. I think Coach McCray is going to be able to get his feet under him and hold his own.
I'm sure he will.
Great, energetic young guy, and I think he'll be able to get going what he's looking for with his team as they continue the season. In this particular case, I just think Lincoln might be the better team tonight, more superior team now. Godby is going to have a really tough time because that's a tough schedule that they're playing this year. That's going to come back for a hole. You know, the Cougars have to go back-to-back weeks down to Central Florida. They're going to have to travel to Georgia and Alabama, and then Wakulla, basically a 5-game road trip.
It's going to be a long season, and there's a lot of football left to be played. And my only thing was not a knock at our current head coach for Godby, just the fact that there's a difference and the young men have to adjust to it when you change head coaches. And that's in any sport. If that's not the case, then there's no sense in changing coaches. Anybody could do what the coach in front of them did. But that's not the case. And just that head man or head woman is leading them sets the tone for everything. And the kids have to adjust. And we're having a number of coaching issues in the county and in the immediate area with coaches being changed with the season getting ready to start. Just a difficult situation for kids to adjust to.
Number 28, Adam Barnes with the catch.
Pass out to number 28.
Jaden Jefferson with the tackle for the Cougars.
For Lincoln.
We had a recent change at Taylor County. We had a recent change at Jefferson County. And we want the kids to do well. We want all the teams to do well. Had a recent change with my Cleveland Browns. We're doing better. And we'll take anything there. Over the top.
To Ennis. And falls incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Is he going to kick the field goal, or would you go for it, Coach? 1:33 left in the third.
Well, depending on the confidence he has in the kicker or in the kicking game, he's missed a couple of extra points here so far.
So what would
34
Coach
yards.
Hankerson do? Jaquan Media said he's missed 3.
Coach, with this lead, 19-0, I'm going to put my kicker out on the field and let's see if we can get something going.
Try
with
and get
him.
some confidence
Absolutely.
in him.
He's got to know and understand that we're going to call on you in these times, and we need you to make a play. Screen set up, middle,
Untouched.
and it's going in. What a play by the Lincoln Trojans.
And you ought to see Coach Gray all the way out at the 25-yard line. His reaction was the best one of the night.
Middle screen by the Trojans.
He's still slapping everybody. That was a gutty call there.
That was a gutty call.
All right, NFL
actually,
quarterback, Win Gray.
Coach, that was one of those calls to say, whatever we do, you can't stop us tonight.
Okay.
Whatever you do, whatever you want to do, you can't stop us tonight. And he made the extra point.
Kicked it good, and it's good. It's through the upright there. It's 26-0. Insights. Taking a break. We'll be back.
Lincoln 26.
Crawfordville Lindy's is a place for you to go for your chicken. It's a short drive down Crawfordville Highway located at 2120 right across the street from Walmart. You can get all your fried chicken needs including chicken wings and chicken tenders in your choice of flavors. The boneless chicken sandwiches are made from whole chicken breast and dressed exactly how you want it. You can even order hot chicken, H-A-W-T hot. No need to go to Nashville. It has a great slow burn to it. Try it. We do chicken right. Crawfordville Lindy's both day and night.
And we're here for the kickoff.
Pretty sure we're going to see much of the same.
Now,
They don't even have Alvin. They moved Alvin Jones up now to the second line.
I was getting ready to say, at some point I'd say, I'm going to stop him. I'm going to kick it to him. Y'all better stop it. We're up 26-0. Y'all better stop it.
That's a dangerous man. Well, they put him on the second line now. What do we have here?
Flag at the 40.
Delay of game. I still saw a second on the play clock, though.
He was anticipating it, Coach.
I believe so. I immediately looked to the play clock, and there was 1 second still on the clock. Nevertheless, cost the Trojans 5 yards. Little short kick, this time to the left. And Jones is visibly frustrated. He might as well get ready, Coach. He's going to get that all season.
You think?
Absolutely. Teams are not going to kick that ball deep. You're going to take Alvin Jones away from the kicking game. So now what Godby's going to have to do is develop someone else that's going to be able to return those kicks.
Need somebody to return some receptions. Need somebody to run the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Their offense has been abysmal this game.
Well, when you look at it, every phase of their game has not been very good tonight.
He's looking for somewhere to run, and it's nowhere.
Lincoln has done an outstanding job, Coach. There's no question about it. They've not given up anything really to the Cougars. The most positive yardage that Godby's had tonight was the 1 kickoff return and then the first downs by penalty.
They have more total yards and penalties than they have accumulated from their
scrimmage.
Offense. Yeah.
Absolutely. Second down for the Cougars. And gets the ball to Boyd, and he drops another.
It was a little low, but it was still catchable.
His head is not in the game, Coach, right now. They took him out. They've taken the Godby receivers out of the game, and they're not focused right now.
Coach, for him to play at the next level, he has to get focused.
He's got to be focused at all times. Exactly. Definitely took the thought. He's got to remain focused and continue to make plays no matter what the score is.
Exactly. 39 seconds left in the third quarter.
Fisher back to pass once again. That ball is low. Out to 15, Keontae Stewart.
Scrambling right to his right. He got flushed out of the pocket. Trey put his head down. That's a pass that he made last year.
Give it up once again for that
Fourth down.
Once again, Coach, you notice they're behind the chains. They've been behind the chains for the majority of the evening. So now Godby back to punt once again.
What did we have last year? 49-10?
40-17, I thought. Listen, there was a lot to a little. This time it's going to be reversed.
You're right, Coach.
26-0.
40-17 was the score. End over end kick.
You see right there, exactly. I would push him into
which is
the
what
ball.
He tried to do.
And we've been talking about that the last 2 weeks.
That's right.
I really, really would like to see these return guys be more intelligent about the positioning on the field. Get away from the ball.
And the Insights Game of the Week. We'll be back.
Insights High School Game of the Week has returned for its fourth year. You can see the best high school teams from the North Florida and South Georgia areas. Insights is a part of the community, sponsoring our Leadership Academy and
taking their time out on the field, taking their time, casually walking out. It's still third quarter. 21 seconds left.
Hand off. This will be the last play of the third quarter. Well, guess not. There's a flag on the play. Going to have some holding on Lincoln.
You're going into the fourth quarter. You clear your bench now, Coach?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, absolutely not.
we're going to send a message at least halfway through the fourth quarter in a game like this. Plus, Coach, you got to remember, Lincoln did not play last week. So they still have some things that they have to work out. Even though they've been pretty good tonight, they still have some things that they need to get done with their guys, and especially up front. Not so much the skill guys, but you want to get those linemen as many reps as possible as they get ready to go into week 2.
And the quarter ends now. We'll hold that thought as the quarter ends, and we will be right back.
Hello, I'm Sheriff.
Crawfordville Lindy's is a place for you to go for your chicken. It's a short drive down Crawfordville Highway, located at 2120, right across the street from Wall. You can get all your fried chicken needs, including chicken wings and chicken tenders in your choice of flavor. The boneless chicken sandwiches are made from whole chicken breast and dressed exactly how you want it. You can even order hot chicken, H-A-W-T hot. No need to go to Nashville. It has a great slow burn to it. Try it. We do chicken right. Crawfordville Lindy's.
Live, work, and play.
And I thought Quinn was going to go on the field with him there. He walked all the way out.
Yeah, as we stated right before the break, Coach, those guys up front, they really got to get some reps. Because they're going down to Rockledge next week.
Rockledge going to the home team.
Coach, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, 12-2 last year.
Yeah, that's going to be tough for the Trojans. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Collier. Dorian Collier, 6'2", 200 pounds. Really doing a great job carrying the football.
Doing a real good job.
He
Showing
definitely
some power to go along with that speed that he showed us earlier.
I'm pretty sure he has over 100 yards rushing tonight.
Oh, yeah. He's done a really good job.
He's gasping for some air right now, though.
Yeah, keep running like that. Coach will give him some O2. Give him some O2 there. I would imagine.
Beard.
I was just getting ready to say, I imagine they're going to stay on the ground.
Well, he decided to take a shot right there. You've got the running game going. You draw those linebackers up close to the line of scrimmage. You're able to throw right over the top of them. Godby did a really good job there, not falling for it.
26-0. How much did it help Lincoln that they didn't play last week, not giving Godby any film on him?
I don't think that really would have made too much of a difference. I guess film work is always great, but with Godby having an opportunity to play last week, you would think that they would have been able to fine-tune some things and be more ready than they've shown for this ball game. Because they've been able to absolutely do nothing offensively. Now, yes, Lincoln had an opportunity to see that, but we don't really know what Godby showed them on film last week.
Okay.
I know one thing they showed them. Don't kick the ball to Alvin Jones.
Well, no, because they kicked Alvin to start. Well, they did show him, but they kicked to him earlier. But I need Chris to get down. When he scrambles like that, he needs to be able to get down and protect himself. Coach, he can't stand up like that. He's going to get hurt. And I would hate for something like that to happen to him now going in the fourth quarter.
You're right.
Season ago.
And then especially only standing at 170 pounds. So definitely want to get down. I would continue to run this football, 10:44, run the ball. Godby is not really putting up much of a fight right now. Keep your quarterback healthy as you're stating right there. Those backs are doing a great job. Offensive line doing a great job.
And put Sage in there. Let him run quarterback role like he did earlier.
Well, he just got it to Sage. And I think he got in before the ball popped out. Touchdown, Lincoln Trojans.
Quinn standing with his hands up at the 25. That may have been the best throw Chris made today.
Yes, it is. And that's what Lincoln wanted to do there, was give him an opportunity to throw the ball. You know, differing of opinion, but the result. And now we're looking at 32-0 right now on the
Quinn's
board.
looking at the Godby sideline as he walked from the 35 to the 45.
Yeah. Well, the kicker can't seem to get into a groove. So they're gonna. He's in one, but it's the wrong way. 32-0, Lincoln over Godby.
And we're taking a break, and we'll come back for the kickoff. And sight. Taking a break.
Crawfordville Lincoln is a place for you to go for your chicken. It's a short drive down Crawfordville Highway, located at 2120, right across the street. You can get all your fried chicken needs, including chicken wings and chicken tenders in your choice of flavors. The boneless chicken sandwiches are made from whole chicken breast and dressed exactly how you want. You can even order hot chicken.
Back for another kickoff. Special teams getting a lot of play.
Is that an Earlism?
Earlism.
And here's the kick.
Uh-oh, look who has the ball.
Jones.
Oh, he might
It's going to be trouble. It's going to be, yes, sir. Yeah, that's what you look for in your return game.
Exactly right.
He's going to pick up 20, 25 yards a clip, if not more.
Boy, he sprinted to get that ball that time.
Maybe he lost sight of where he was.
Oh, no, my boy said he didn't care where it was.
He was going to get it.
He was going to get it.
Hasn't been able to get loose tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but this young man is really explosive and electrifying. Alvin Jones for the Godby Cougars. Lincoln is just continuing to mash the Cougars. Oh, what a run. Jaquez Yant not giving up there. As I just talked about, Lincoln really laying it on the Cougars.
Second down, 1.
You got a couple of them still on. That was Jaquez Yant. They haven't given up. There he is again.
There he is again, down up the middle.
Brings it out to the 34-yard line.
Well, Coach, we're looking at some of the personnel defensively.
Coach, look at him.
Yeah. Is he getting the first team back in?
Looks like it. They want that shutout. 9.5. 2 runs right up the gut. 3 in a row right up the gut.
Yeah,
in a situation like that, do you think that he may have told Coach, give me the ball?
Absolutely.
Okay.
He's been a positive, one of the positives that we've seen. You know, here it's going to be too late. Fisher back to pass.
And he got the blitz picked up. Yant picked up the blitz.
And a great defensive play.
I think he made the pass to the wrong person.
Number 24. Darius Lawrence.
I think he passed to the wrong person, Coach.
Had someone else open?
Oh, in the middle of the field.
31-yard line.
Number 4.
Well, I tell you,
Alvin Jones was running wide open in the middle. Yeah, in the middle of the field.
when
He just threw his arms up in the air.
when you've had pressure like you've had all night, you step back and he just seemed to get rid of the ball. No chance on that inside handoff. And you see 4 Lincoln Trojans in the backfield. That's not supposed to happen. They just came right through the offensive line. 4 Lincoln Trojans right through the offensive line and in
Offensive
the backfield.
line, coach, what are you saying to your offensive line right now that you can repeat on the here?
I can't. I absolutely can't, Coach. Tell you one thing. It's going to be a whole lot of trouble.
Fourth down. There's going to be a whole lot of trouble.
There's some trouble for them big guys come Monday. And you're allowed to practice on Saturday. Oh, Avery Boyd.
Got one.
He finally scored for the Cougars.
They got one.
That's going to take the shutout off the board for Lincoln.
Coach Gray not too happy right now.
No, he's not.
Now that looked more like the offense we saw from Godby last year. And that was a good throw.
That was the best throw of the night, hands down. But I'll tell you, Coach, even the protection wasn't that great.
It was not. It was not.
This is going to be an opportunity for the Godby offensive line to have a pride check. They're going to really have to look inside and see what's going on with themselves within that offensive line because they've been destroyed tonight. So I'm pretty sure Coach McCray, being a former great offensive line, he's really going to have a talk with that unit coming up here next week.
How come the clock hadn't started?
Extra point.
A little confusion seems to be, are we kicking or going for two? Looks like they're going to kick.
Thought they've been setting the ball down, giving them 40 seconds. After a
That is absolutely correct. Snap, kick. And it's no good.
And the kick is blocked.
Boy, the referees got there real quick to break them up in the middle. They were getting ready to get a skirmish going. 32-6. We'll be back for the kickoff.
Crawfordville Lenny's is a place for you to go for your chicken. It's a short drive down Crawfordville Highway, located at 2120, right across the street from Walmart. You can get all your fried chicken needs, including chicken wings and chicken tenders in your choice of flavors. The boneless chicken sandwiches are made from whole chicken breast and dressed exactly how you want it. You can even order hot chicken, H-A-W-T hot. No need to go to Nashville. It has a great slow burn to it. Try it. We do chicken right. Crawfordville Lenny's both day and night.
Coach Gray in extended discussion with one of the officials.
Yeah, we had some extracurricular activity after the play that the officials actually had to run in and separate the teams.
Exactly.
Absolutely don't want anything to get out of control. Lincoln definitely doesn't need it. Godby doesn't need it. You play the game in between the lines. You play it fair. Best team wins. And you move on to the next week. Right now, we've seen that the Lincoln Trojans have definitely been the best team tonight.
So we have a timeout now?
We'd like to remind Trojan Nation
Thank God he took a timeout.
that it's never too late to be part of the
12
Lincoln Quarterback Club booster.
That was to avoid the penalty.
Yeah, the 12 men on the field. Jay Walker,
Must have been Lincoln that took it.
he's on it. Actually ended up having a really good crowd. It was a late arriving crowd.
Yes, there was a long line out at the ticket booth that was reported. But we have a really good crowd here tonight for this kind of, a little awkward with Godby and Lincoln playing the first game of the season. But it's not the first time. In the early 2000s, Coach, they used to play the first game of the season.
Onside kick, coach.
Did it go out of bounds? Or did it not go
I thought they touched it before 10 yards.
10 yards? Yeah, these two teams used to tangle when they were in the same district early on.
They touched it
They
before
touched
10
it.
yards.
Yes, sir. Lots of discussion about that. coming into the season.
Trojans take over first
I
and
know
10
Coach McCray
from the 49-yard line.
was a little indifferent to it. He pointed out this decision was made before he was the head coach.
I'm sure it was.
I'm wondering if this is an indication of a little trepidation that he had.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He was trying to change that ball from his right hand to his left hand. He was going around the corner there.
Right now, seven minutes to go. You asked earlier, when you bring in subs, once again, still up front, I might leave my starting front in, but bring in some other skill guys. Did Lincoln switch? They did make a change at quarterback.
They did.
Number 15, Perry Fisher.
Sophomore quarterback, 6'3".
He's the next man in line, isn't he?
Has to get him some experience.
That's right. You got to get him some snaps. Definitely has to get as many reps as possible. And you hope that you can afford to do that if you can get leads like this.
Those of you that are following us on Facebook, Insights, like us. We never know if we're going to be on YouTube or if we're going to be on Facebook. We don't know. Back and forth between YouTube and Facebook. We think we're on YouTube, and then it doesn't pick it up. Then we try to go on Facebook, and sometimes we have a problem getting on. But we're going to be on one of them. So make sure you like us on Insights. That way they'll let you know that we're live. That we'll be on tomorrow showing the middle school games. Showing tomorrow stars today.
Oh, Fisher's got to take off and run. You got to bounce, young man. Very good.
He runs so easy with those long gaits. It looks like he's not running hard, but nobody's catching him. These are invaluable minutes for him to be able to get some reps in now.
Absolutely. He took advantage of that particular snap there. Made a good read. Receivers were covered downfield. Linebackers had vacated, and so he was able to take advantage of it.
And Jeff Walker showing us a receiver here unguarded, uncovered. What I like is that he didn't hesitate to run, Coach.
He's still uncovered in the slot.
Still uncovered. He's looking over there.
Gets it out there to him. Oh, he delivers a blow.
He did. Number 19 there. Christian DeCaratoro.
If you're going to continue,
sophomore.
If you're going to continue not to cover that, Coach, you give that pump fake to the slot, and you're able to get up over the top of that defender. Whatever he does is going to be wrong. I'm not quite sure as to why they're playing it like that. Playing a little cover two, but he doesn't have any safety help behind him in that situation. Oh, Perry with the nice fake. And the roll, and gets it out to his receiver.
Coach, he has a little snap on that ball.
Yes, he does. Nice job getting it out to Dirk Toyo.
That's good enough for another Trojan. First down.
This ball gets in a little quicker. Insights, taking a break. We'll be back.
Tonight's game is the Insights Game of the Week. It is being live streamed at Insights on YouTube. Subscribe to Insights. That's INSIGHTS. And also tune in to WCTV2 every Saturday at 4:30 p.m.
We have to say, boy, our announcer gives us a lot of play at Cox Stadium. Good to get that at the home field because we get it in Georgia. He's looking.
There's Fisher.
He might get in there.
Might get in there. Turning the corner.
He's out of bounds at the 3.
Coach, he brings a little bit.
He does. He is. One thing that I like that I see is looking downfield. He may be a little hesitant to make the pass, but the linebackers continue to vacate the area, which is giving him opportunities for running lanes. And he is taking advantage of it. He's taking what the defense is giving him.
And he's young, Coach, sophomore. I think Coach Gray might be set here for a little while.
Yes, sir. He's definitely has some talent, some young talent. That looks like it's going to be able to be sufficient here in the future.
It looks like we got an injury there. Insights game of the week. We're going to come back. Hope that he's all right.
We'd like to recognize our Lincoln High School Quarterback Club board member, President.
Crawfordville Lenny's is a place for you to go for your chicken. It's a short drive down Crawfordville Highway, located at 2120, right across the street from Walmart. You can get all your fried chicken needs, including chicken wings and chicken tenders in your choice of flavors. The boneless chicken sandwiches are made from whole chicken breast and dressed exactly how you want it. You can even order hot chicken, H-A-W-T hot. No need to go to Nashville. It has a great slow burn to it. Try it. We do chicken right. Crawfordville Lenny's both day and night.
Hello, I'm Lynn County Sheriff Walt McNeil with a reminder: the decisions you make now can impact the rest of your life. One bad decision could lead to trouble. Surround yourself with positive people. Being with the wrong crowd can land you behind bars. And don't make yourself a target. Protect your personal identity, like your social security number and banking information. Your future is as bright as you want it to be. Play hard, but work harder. I'm sure.
And we got the bubbles going on, Coach.
Yes, the Lincoln student section always does a great job, Coach. One year is powder all over the place, and this year bubbles.
All righty.
They're doing a great job. Coach, like you said, Coach Gray is really putting something together that's going to have Lincoln set to be very good here for the future. And the young man that we have been seeing tonight, 27, Dorian Collier, was a transfer from Alabama.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at that. Oh, he took the ball.
Coach.
He is going to go. What a great play.
Nobody from Lincoln chasing
Is that
him.
Keontae Stewart? Number 13, Keontae Stewart. That was I'm sorry, Sean Amari Barr.
Coach, that's 100 yards.
That was a great play, Coach.
It really was. And you see nobody in the frame but Godby. I need to find, okay, I was looking for Coach Gray. I need to see his reaction.
Yeah, that was a great play by Barr.
It was.
He must have taken the ball right at the 1 to be able to take it back, because had it crossed the plane of the goal, it would have been a touchdown. So he must have taken it right at the 1 yard line, because we both thought that he was in for the score.
We thought that.
Coach Gray not happy with that.
No, he can't be. Which goes back to coaches allowing people to play, but if you don't let them play now, when will they play? 32-12.
He can be disappointed in the play, but there's always a silver lining. That's an opportunity to teach a young guy to finish his run, protect the football, and make sure that he's going to be able to get in the end zone. You got to finish plays. You think maybe he thought he was in the end zone and, you know, just kind of.
I would say that would be a safe assumption. Learn. Hopefully, it won't cost them in a critical situation then.
Right. I guess Godby setting up for the 2-point conversion.
32-12, yeah.
Gives him another opportunity for an offensive snap. put the offense on the field.
It does. But it also gives you an opportunity to draw some more positive from this game. And you're looking for everything you can. And right now, his team has not stopped playing.
Right. I'd imagine they try to get something out of the run game here.
Our game day meal sponsors, Hobbit American Grill.
They didn't do any better and close it out any stronger. They were going to see the run game in practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I think they still are, Coach.
They're going to see that run game.
They're still going to see the run game.
Our business ad sponsor, Smiles by Beck.
But we're down under 10 on the play clock.
And they were short of player. They didn't have a quarterback in the game.
Alvin Jones under center, and he fumbles. I'm at a loss on that one, Coach. I'm at a loss on that one, but we're gonna move on. 32-12, Lincoln over Godby.
Has to be better prepared than that.
Lincoln, 32, Godby.
And that was after a timeout.
12.
That was after a timeout, 32-12. Godby's trying to get to the house now. I mean, Lincoln's trying to get to the house. They're trying to wrap it up and get home.
I think that definitely be a safe bet. You pick up 2 first downs and the game is over. You utilize everything that you have on the play clock and go ahead and get out of here. And let's get ready for week number 2.
Yeah, because at this rate, they make any more plays like that, they'll be seeing the run game.
Absolutely. Going to give us an opportunity to get ready for the middle school jamboree tomorrow.
Oh man, I love watching those games. And the support we get from the middle schools is outstanding.
Get those hands in the air.
Our middle school games last year outgrew 75% of our high school games.
Fair catch by the Trojans.
Why the fair catch?
Trojans take over first and 10.
I don't like what I just saw, Coach, out of number 26, Jayshawn Dips. That's almost, that could be considered a punch that he just threw. He took a swipe because he was double teamed on the return. It's football. It's football. You're going to get hit, so you can't react in that way after you receive some contact.
Right.
That was not good discipline right there shown, and potentially could have cost him some time with a suspension had he made contact.
Had he made contact on that.
But yet, the fact that he even took a swipe, that's not really smart.
32-12.
Second down, 7.
Lincoln still up handily with 4:36 left.
Has not been a match tonight. From beginning to the end, after the sky kick that Godby had, Lincoln came right out, 4 downs. We had a little back and forth there where both teams were holding each other defensively. But once Lincoln got it going, they really snowballed that into what we have now here, 32-12 game. And really should be much worse.
And Quinn is most certainly dialed back his offense now. It's just handoff.
As well it should be. They should use every second on the 40-second play clock. And it looks like that's what they're doing. I'm surprised Sage Ennis is still in the game.
3:38, 13 on the shot clock. Game clock. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. And using your clock, Coach, as you suggested. Oh, he kept that one.
Oh, gets in the open field. Picks up a first down out to the 45-yard line. And that's what you want. You want to use the clock. You want to pick up first downs. You got a 40-second play clock now. And that's going to really play to the advantage of those teams that run the ball primarily throughout the year. But here, when you're trying to salt the game away, you use that to your advantage.
Perry was quick to the hole there. He planted that left foot and turned it upfield. They might have a future starter at quarterback. Love his size, 6'2". Got a little something on the ball there. Makes good decisions.
Yes, he does. Very lanky. He's going to definitely get in the weight room and put some muscle on that frame. And
we got a couple young quarterbacks with him and the guy from Leon, Paxton Tomaney.
Looks like Perry Fisher is going to get himself ready to be the next Lincoln quarterback after Chris Beard's departure this year.
And then we got Florida High later on with Willie Taggart Jr. now at quarterback. Three-star athlete, came as a three-star quarterback, didn't get a chance to play much last year. His turn now with the transfer of Hill, played with his dad over at
JP2.
JP2. 2:07 left. Yeah, Coach, they don't even get up under the center till it's under 5 seconds.
That's right. Nice run there.
It was.
Is that Collier? Yes. That's Dorian Collier.
You have to kind of like him, Coach.
Oh, yes, absolutely. A little surprised to see him still in the game.
Junior. He'll be back next year.
Yes. We're going to get about 2 more plays, and that's going to be our ball game. Well, they snapped it prematurely there.
1:25 left.
As the fans start to file out, they've seen a great show by their Lincoln Trojans tonight.
They really have. They have a lot to be excited about, but Lincoln is going to be tested next week in Rockledge.
And that's going to be a great early season test. I believe Rockledge was 12-2 last year.
They were.
That's going to be a really, really good early season test for the Lincoln Trojans as they travel down Central Florida area.
Down there, Brevard County, right there by Cocoa, home of the Merritt Island Mustangs. That's home. I might leave the FAMU UCF game on Thursday and travel over to see the home team play. We actually had tried to do that game. We never heard back from Rockledge to be able to do it.
4th down. Trojans.
4th down. 1:15 left. 4th and 2, 3. Here's the punt formation.
Coach McCray called a timeout to actually allow this to happen. Nice punt by the Lincoln Trojans.
It was.
Forces Jones into the fair catch.
The punt is returned.
There at the 9.5. 1:08 left.
Balls on the 10-yard line. 1 minute and 8
I'd like to thank all of the Insight sponsors.
Lincoln 32.
Crawfordville Lindy's, official chicken home of Insight Sports. Tallahassee Accident and Rehab. Northside Kiwanis. Sheriff Walton McNeil and Leon County Sheriff JD Insurance. Welcome to the family, JD. We appreciate you for all your insurance needs. JD Insurance.
1st down, Cougar.
Woodard Foundation. Dr. Arthur Woodard, academic student of the game.
Fisher is sacked.
Trey still in the game.
Back to the 5-yard line.
And took another sack.
53 seconds left.
I think we might have 2 more plays left. You have to admit now, that Godby is sitting across from us. Most of their fans are still there.
The majority. There's a good majority there.
But I like
so that's
that.
good
Support
that they're
your
able to
team.
support their kids.
That's right. 24 seconds left.
I think it might be in Godby's best interest to hand the ball off, Coach.
You think?
And let's end this.
Brings up third down.
I understand what Coach McCray is trying to do. Get a couple extra plays, especially in this passing game. That's for the most part definitely been non-existent. But I think in the best interest, hand the ball off.
Still a lot of
And get
talent
out
on
of
this
here.
team. They will have to be reckoned with. Over the middle there.
Gets it down. Oh, there's Jones. Is that Jones?
That's him.
Look at those moves.
Okay. Yeah,
Just tripped up. But those are the things that he can do.
Those are the things he can do.
And that's what we looked for earlier. We came into this game thinking that it would be an explosive matchup of back and forth with the playmakers on the field.
He's down, Coach.
He's tired after those moves. Definitely laboring. I thought he got a little nicked up last week, and I'm pretty sure that's lingering tonight. You know, it's good.
No, Trey Fisher and Coach Quinn down here. They were in dialogue over here. That was an interesting exchange. Didn't seem extremely animated, but you see where Coach Gray is. He's on the field, and he and Trey were having a discussion on where they were going to get some chicken.
Well, as well, the referees were looking for the ball to be a new ball to be brought in, but the ball boys looks like they're playing a little game of catch themselves.
But they probably are, but back to Quinn and Trey, they were trying to decide what was better, the Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, or the Lindy's hot chicken. So they were having a discussion about it. Quinn's all the way down here to 40 now.
I'm going with the hot chicken.
I'm going with the hot chicken, too.
Ball's on the 29-yard line.
My boy's still in there, though.
This year's the gun.
Oh, he left
False
real
start.
quick.
Yeah. And, Coach,
That
this
is incomplete. No, it's not. The whistle. The referee didn't blow it dead.
Well, I understand that.
Oh, there's two late hits.
That's the ball game, ladies
I
and
understand
gentlemen.
that. Hand the ball off and let's go home.
Lincoln.
Coach on the field.
Godby. 12. Give it up for these young people.
Coach Gray knows all of them. He got on the field, make sure nothing else developed from it. He got right out on the field. He and Trey will probably hug and say a few words.
Yes, they exchanged pleasantries right there.
Yeah, they did. Coach, what do you expect to see from Lincoln going in from here?
Well, like I said earlier, we said that we thought that they might be the best team in the city. They didn't change our mind tonight, I don't think.
No, they didn't disappoint.
And so I look forward to a lot more of this as they continue with the season. I think Lincoln is going to really, Coach Gray has got them ready to go and into his system, and they're going to be able to put forth a string of games and have a pretty good season this year.
I know we have them in the middle of the year, but we also close out with Reebok and Lincoln and Reebok and Lincoln and Palmetto. Lincoln has a very, very competitive schedule. There's no gimmies on that one. Now, then they have a much improved Leon team. So it's going to be interesting here in the city. Now, Florida High should do well this year. Ricketts is much improved. So is Leon. Childs as well. So I think that it's going to be really interesting. And we have a lot of young talent in the area. I think we have a lot of people. We have a lot of college coaches who should be in this area. If you have not put it as a stop on your recruiting trail, you need to do so.
Yeah,
you need
definitely.
to do so. Don't go to sleep now because you're going to see some of these guys on a team that you play, and they're going to beat you. We appreciate everybody being with us at Insights High School Game of the Week. I'm here with the crew. We got Jefferson J. Quad Media Walker. Earl, the Pearl, Hankerson, Sharon B. And this is your host, Mickey Clayton, the coach. We'll see you next week.